Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and welcome to the BoxHard Podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Mikey Garcia.
Yo, it's your boy, the odd guy himself, Malik King Scotty.
Hi, I'm Charlie Edwards.
This is Fast Eddie Chambers, and you're listening to the BoxHard Podcast with my main man, Joey Coastman.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 64 of the BoxHard Podcast. I'm your host Joey Coastman. As always, I'm joined by Ayaz Sumra, the infamous Ayaz Sumra. Ayaz, how you doing?
I'm good, Joey. How are you?
Very good, my friend. Very good. So this is going to be yet another show, yet another episode of the BoxHard Podcast. This one's going to be very, very short, I predict. I don't see it lasting too long. There's a couple of fights to review, unfortunately, where we're in a bit of a dead season for the boxing at the moment, going through sort of January, December times. Especially this weekend, there's no fights at all to preview, so there will be no preview. So part one will consist of the review part, where we're going to go over a few fights that happened in Japan on the weekend just gone, and that's really going to be it for the talking. Then we're going to bring in guest number one. Part two will consist of the news that Ayaz is going to bring us, the great news for this week. So it's been not too much boxing action in terms of fighting, but there has been quite a lot of movement in the news side of stuff, so that is good stuff. So we're going to roll straight into part one. We're going to talk about the reviewing. So we're going to start with a card that happened over in the R-Lake Coliseum in Tokyo, Japan. At top of the bill over there, Naoya Inoue, he actually stopped his opponent Koei Kono in the sixth round via TKO, so Inoue retains his WBO World Super Flyweight title. A really, really good fighter. I was talking about him a little bit last week. I was saying how tremendously talented he is. So definitely look out for Inoue. I think he's going to probably be moving up maybe in the near future. He is already a two-weight world champion. He's now 12-0, so incredible stuff from him. Also on this bill, Akira Yagashi, he won his fight in the 12th round. He left it late to get the TKO, so he moves to 25 wins. He's got the 5 losses as well. He is the IBF World Light Flyweight Champion, just to clear up any confusion. That's it for the card over in Tokyo. We're now going to talk about a fight that happened over in the USA at the Boom Fitness Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Top of the bill, Hank Lundy. He got the job done over his man in the 12th round. It was a unanimous decision win in his favour. So he picked up the vacant, well, it's now not vacant, but he picked up the UBF World Lightweight title. So not a widely recognised world title, but it's the Universal Boxing Federation world title. So nonetheless, a piece of silverware there for the mantelpiece for Hank Lundy. So he's now 27 wins and 6 losses with the 1 draw. Friend of the show, Hank Lundy, so good stuff for him. That's it for the USA. We're now going to go over to Tokyo once again, this one over in the Ota City General Gymnasium. Top of the bill over here, Jezreel Corrales, 20-1 going into his fight. He won a very, very close split decision. So a split decision win for him, and he retained successfully his WBA World Super Featherweight title. So 12 rounds that fight went the full distance, but a good win there for Corrales. His opponent, who, to be completely honest, I thought was a little bit overlooked by some of the hardcore boxing fans. He was a good fighter, Uchiyama. So good win there for Corrales nonetheless. And also on this bill, there was a draw, which we're never happy to hear about draws unless it's been a real, great, like a type of Derek Chisora, Dillian White fight. Unfortunately, I didn't actually see the fight, but Ryoichi Taguchi, he drew in the 12th round. It was a split draw with Carlos Canizales. Canizales was 16-0 and Taguchi was 25-2 with 1 draw. So Taguchi remains the WBA World Light Flyweight Champion. and maybe we'll see a rematch, hopefully so. But that's really it for that bill over in Tokyo. We're now going to leave Tokyo. We're going to go over to another part of Japan. It was really buzzing in Japan last weekend. A fight to mention on this bill, Kosi Tanaka. He was 7-0 going into this fight, fighting for his world title. Just 7-0 going into this fight. He actually picked up a TKO in round 5. The title was vacant, but he beat Moises Fuentes, who had a record of 24-2 with 1 draw. And Tanaka is now the new WBO World Light Flyweight Champion. So it's really buzzing the boxing over in Japan, which is cracking stuff for Asian boxing. Also over in Japan, the final bill to mention of the review part of the show, this one shocked me. This one happened over in Kyoto, Japan. Top of the bill over here, Yukinori Oguni, 18-1 with 1 draw. He was going in there against a 22-0 knockout merchant, Jonathan Guzman. 22-0 with 22 knockouts. I was raving about him. I was even saying that he's got a bit of a claim to be in the pound-for-pound rankings, hopefully, in the near future. But Jonathan Guzman, it was a shock loss. He lost unanimously over 12 rounds, so he was dethroned of his IBF World super-bantamweight title. So Yukinori Oguni now the man to beat him, so the new IBF World Super Bantamweight Champion. So that's, you know, another division that's hotting up the Super Bantamweight division. Hopefully we see some good fights over there. I'd definitely like to see Yukinori Oguni in there with someone like Kid Galahad. You know, I definitely think that's a tremendous fight that should be pretty easy to make, but, you know, will it happen over in the UK is a different story. Also on that bill for the WBA World Flyweight title, that one was being contested, and this one was on the same bill, as I say. Kazuto Ioka, 20-1 going into his fight. He actually picked up the win here, a TKO win in round 7. He beat his opponent Kensa, who I haven't actually heard much of. That's Yutana Kensa. He was 15-0, but Ioka got the job done here. So the WBA World Flyweight Champion Ioka, he still remains the champion, and that really is it for the reviewing. That is it. I've tried to whiz through it as quick as I could. I know that these Japanese fighters in these flyweight divisions and all this stuff, I know that it gets a bit confusing, so I tried to get through it as quick as I could. I tried to avoid any confusion. I hope that I've done that for you. That's really it for the review part of the show. The last thing I've got to do before we end part 1, of course, is to welcome our first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former world heavyweight title challenger, Mr. Artur Szpilka. Artur, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Hey.
First I say my English no good, you know, everybody I hope so understand me, you know, and I think so is good. Yeah, and everybody hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, everyone can hear you, don't worry about that. But we will be able to understand you. Your English is a lot better than you think it is, believe me. So Artur, you're supposed to be fighting on the Deontay Wilder undercard on February 25th. Now, firstly, of course, you fought Wilder yourself last year in 2016, and in my opinion, if I'm being honest, I thought you was winning that fight until he landed that knockout punch. A lot of people say that Deontay Wilder's not as good as his record makes him look. How good is Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, you have good question. We don't know how is he good. We don't know. We will be know it when he will be fight with somebody big guy like a Fury, like a Joshua, like a Klitschko. You understand me? Now he know. I think so. He was a good fighter, like a very hungry. Maybe me. Sorry, I was hungry. You know, I was really win. But I told you something. I told you everybody. Everybody see this fight, and everybody will see what happened. He knocked me out, but this was lucky. Because I break my hand, I must open. I must be, because I know my strong hand is left hand, and I must open. He punched me very lucky, and you know. But we will see future who will be, because when I think so when he today Wilder will be fight with Povetkin knock him out. You know, easy fight for him, because Povetkin have good put distance, you know. He fight very great, very well, and then I think so we will see when he will be fight with somebody else, good fighter and tall and strong and everybody, you know, somebody hungry, somebody confidence, and we will see when he will be have trouble, you know. Now we don't know nothing. He fight for nobody. He have 4 defense, no 5 defense, no what is English? No
real strong tests.
no. The 5 defense, but no one pretendant. You know what is English? What is?
Right. Okay. All voluntaries.
Yeah, exactly. He can fight with 15 people's WBC, and this is crazy. This is for me very crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, no, he's very crazy. You're right. I can't wait till he.
Hey,
fights.
I told you something. Something about Wilder. When you watch Wilder, you think so he's easy, because before I do this, I think this. When I fight with him, before while watching fight, I say, easy. I go one punch, and because he opened the same, yeah. But when you go to ring and you won't find him, this is hard because he have long arms, he have no comfortable style, and he have pretty good punch, but no strong like everybody think. I know this is funny because he knocked me out, and I say he knocked strong punch, but before when he knocked me out, he punched me a lot, and I say, Mike Molo. I fight Mike Molo 2 times, and he was the best when I fight like a strong punch. He was the best punch ever when I fight somebody. When he punched me, wherever went, chin, head, or arms, body, I feel 1 week ago. Yeah. Why there is, is we will see. I told you, but I give you 100%. When you watch him, you think so he is easy. When you go fight with him and you won't find like a good punch chin, good punch body, this is hard. He is no comfortable style, and he is pretty fast. He is fast. He have good jab, left jab.
Yeah, no, he does. And as you said, you broke your hand in that fight. That was in the 5th round. Is that right?
Yeah, well, actually, you can ask my coach, Ronnie Shields. I break hand 2 weeks before. I not sparring 1 week before. I not train left hand, but I go to doctor and he give me shots. Something like no pain. But when you not pain all hand, this place what he give me shot. When you strong punch and everything, you feel more, and in 5 round I break very hard. And after this fight, I was surgery and 2 surgery, and after surgery, doctor give me 6 month cost. This is a lot time.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We'll leave that Deontay Wilder fight there. So I'm happy because you're going to be in a big fight again. If you do end up fighting Breazeale, it's on a big stage, on obviously a world title fight undercard, and you deserve another big fight. So I'm happy that you've got it. Now obviously if you do take on Breazeale, his last fight he got knocked out in round 7 by Anthony Joshua. So you're both coming off of losses to heavyweight world champions. Did you watch Breazeale's fight with Joshua? What did you think of that fight if you saw it?
Hey man, of course I watch. I watch everything. I love boxing. This is not like when I fight I hard. No, I watching everything. I watch amateur boxing. I watch heavyweight boxing. I watch everything. I watch all boxing because I love this. And Breazeale was pretty good. Very important. I love fighters who not scared. I must be honest. He not scared Joshua. You see, but he was very. He fight, but he was confident, but he scared go to him really hard, go white one time, Dillian White. I think so, but was pretty good. But Joshua now is I think so, maybe 3, maybe 2, the best fighter of the world heavyweight. I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see. He fight good. Joshua fight good. Joshua punch him right hand, and after this, he every time go to back. And now have idea what he must do when it's hard. I think so, but this is my opinion.
Yeah. Because he didn't look very good in that fight, Breazeale. So, what do you think of Breazeale? Not just about that fight, not just about the bad fight he had with Joshua, but you know, he was an Olympian, a good amateur. He was the #1 amateur for the US. He's unbeaten as a pro until he fought Joshua. What do you think of him as a fighter without the Joshua fight, and how confident are you that you can be the man to beat him?
I think so. He's a good man, good fighter. He's tall, you know. He's strong. I think so. He's pretty strong. He look like you know, no very good, but I think so. He's smart when he was ring. You know, when he fight with Amin Mansour. You see this fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Mansour maybe will be better, but he more punch, good left jab, good right jab, good right uppercut. He break chin or cut inside mouth. I don't know. Yeah. You know, he's
tongue,
good.
His tongue was.
Tongue, exactly, tongue, and you know. And I think so. He is good fighter, but if I must find my chance, I think so. He's slow, too slow for me, and we will see. We will see. Now this is fight. You know, I know what I do. I train hard every day. Me and Ronnie, we have tactic. We every day train this, and he say, Artur, you look great. You look awesome. You know, now when no pain hand. I can punch everything. You know what I say? You know what I do? What I have like? I'm not happy because when I fight with Wilder, I want punch him strong left hand body. You know, left body, but I can't because I break this hand. And you know, and I was like, why? You know why? I was every time I think about this fight, I want win with him, maybe somebody else, and I want rematch. I can wait, man.
Yeah, no, I can't wait either. It was a good fight. As I say, I thought you were winning that fight. Now, I've got to ask you this. Obviously, top of the bill on February 25th is Deontay Wilder. As I said, you fought him last year. He's fighting another Polish fighter. He's fighting, I'm probably going to say his name with the wrong pronunciation, but Andrzej Wawrzyk. Was it a good pronunciation or not?
Andrzej Wawrzyk, listen to me. I don't want to talk about this fight very, very well because this is my friend, you know. This is my big friend. This is my big.
I was going to ask you if he's your friend. Yeah. So
this is my big friend. This is my, you know, this is my great. You know, we are big friends, and I think so. If I must be honest, very important will be what he will be have head inside. You know, mentally. This will be important because I told you something. When I fight with Wilder, before fight. He watched me like, you know, he looked me, he like an actor, he won't scare me. I was funny because why he fucking looked me like that, you know? I smiled and we was together and he looked me, he tried face like, I don't know, for example, Madonna, I don't know, I told you, it was funny. And I know because I'm Warriors, I was a lot fight hooligans, you know, before. And I know he actor. He no confidence like I fight with Jennings before, you know. I know Jennings is he was really want me, you know. Wilder no was big confidence, and I think so. The best important will be mentally Andrew, you know, because Andrew is good fighter, but no every time he is confidence, you know.
Yeah, well, he's coming off of a win over Sosnowski, didn't he?
Yes, but you know, Sosnowski, this is the same, my friend, but he's old now, you know. Mm-hmm. He's old. He have trouble head, you know, when he punch him, he very, what is English? He not stay good, he have trouble, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he actually lives about 10 minutes away from my house. It's funny, I don't even understand why he lives here, but...
Who? Sosnowski?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you will be see him, told him hello. Szpilka, say hello, okay?
I will do. Now, finally, the last two questions I've got for you now, Artur, is there's a big fight being made. Well, it's been made already, coming up this year. A fight that I've been really happy about that it's been made. Anthony Joshua against Wladimir Klitschko. Obviously, both guys, as you said, Wilder and Joshua, both good fighters, but we need to see them in there with a serious, big, strong guy. Now it's happening with Anthony Joshua. He's fighting Wladimir Klitschko. How do you see this fight playing out? Who's going to win?
Man, this is very interesting question because because I can wait this fight. This is one fight what I really wait. I think about I go maybe there because I fight here February. I back home March and maybe I go. I want very well. I want very. This is my. For me, this will be the best question. How he's good, Joshua. No Klitschko because we know how is Klitschko. We know, and everybody think. I think so because I read comments. I read a lot. What is people who to się zna na boksie? Blogs, and everybody think Joshua winner. I'm not sure he winner. I think so. A lot better is Klitschko, but he is now older. Every day he is older. We don't know what will be later. But I told you something. Klitschko have strong punch. Klitschko is tall. And Klitschko have good left jab. Listen to me. And experience, of course, yeah? But listen. Everybody who fight with Joshua, nobody try left good jab. Nobody. Everybody before scare him. You understand? Everybody. You know this, sure. Mm-hmm. He was easy work. Easy money. And I think so this will be, if I must be honest, for me, win Klitschko. But I would like win Joshua because Joshua, this is future, and I want one day coming London and fight with him, But first is of course Breazeale and other guys. But for boxing will be better when Joshua winner. But Klitschko is a lot better fighter. But we will see. Everybody say Fury win with Klitschko. Yes, but Fury was crazy this day. He was not comfortable. He was everybody who fight with this day with Fury, no win with him. Look, he was a good jab. He was good hook. He don't want to really fight. He was confident this day, And Klitschko know when he go with him like as hard, Fury knock him out. And I don't think so. Joshua will be fight like a Fury. He never fight like a Fury, Fury for me is little bit smart, like a Joshua. He's smarter.
Yeah. I think he is smarter than Joshua. He's
smart. He's confident. He's crazy. He's really crazy. He's crazy because every day you don't know what he do.
Even he doesn't know what he's gonna do.
I swear, I like this guy. I remember when we was together. I don't know if he remember or not, but we talked in tournament European champion. He every time go with father. He was bronze. He was bronze. I'm not sure, or vice European champion. I was the same vice European champion. And we was together. And I remember father. He's every time, let's go Tyson, let's go. And it was funny because we remember him, but he was. I remember him, I remember Billy Joe Sanders, we was together. I remember a lot fighter. I remember DeGay, Price, we was together the same tournament, senior, everything, and I know the England guy is pretty good and very good now, I think so the best world England have fighter now.
Yeah, we're doing well over here at the minute. And the last question I've got for you, Artur, this is one that I know might not happen. This fight might not happen, but I would love to see this fight, and I'm sure that you would too. What would happen if Anthony Joshua was to face Deontay Wilder? Who wins?
Oh, and this is a hard question. The same, because I told you, when you watch Wilder, you think so he is easy. I told you, when you fight with him, this is different, but I told you something. I think so. Wilder is more fast, like him. He have good jab, strong, maybe good. I never fight with Joshua. I not told you. He fight with. Sorry, but when fight with opponents scare him. and this is different. And I think so. He have good punch. This is true, but the same hard question. I don't know, but if I must be honest, Joshua no scare nobody. Listen, what now will be fight, Joshua? What number fight will be now?
He's had 18 fights. He's won.
Listen to me. He will be fight 18 fight. Look who fight 18 Wilder. Everybody was pussy. Sorry, but this is true.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, listen to me. And now Joshua fight with Klitschko. Man, this is crazy. This is for me. If I will be promoter, I never go him with Klitschko. Everybody yes, but no Klitschko, because when Klitschko win him, I think so he win. Everything stop, everything. Like now Joshua is like a king England, everybody Joshua. What happened when he loses? I think so he loses. I hope so not, but
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but it is going to be a really good fight. It really is. But okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Artur, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. It really has. I hope training camp goes well for you. I wish you all the best in your fight. God bless you, and we'll speak again very soon.
Thank you. God bless you the same, and take care.
Okay, now it's time for part 2 on this week's show. This part would normally be called the preview part, but seeing as there's nothing to preview, Ayaz has got this piece all to himself. It is going to be the news segment. So Ayaz usually does the news, and he's here once again with the news. So Ayaz, I know you've got a few different topics here this week. It's been a pretty dead week for boxing, but you're here with the news to spice it all up. So Ayaz, please bring in the first piece of news.
Anthony Crolla will battle Jorge Linares in a rematch at Manchester Arena on March 25th.
Yes, this is a fight that, of course, everybody knew was going to be getting made. They said it straight away after Crolla lost the first fight. I think that there was a rematch clause, I believe, so it's been exercised, and he's back out there. He gets another chance at Linares. Linares was absolutely incredible. A lot of people were saying that he's finished, he was over the hill. Well, if he is, then he definitely rolled back the clock in his last fight. He was tremendous. The experience was tremendous. Just the way he was able to leave it all in the gas tank sort of thing, and then come on strong in the later rounds. He really showed his experience. It was a pretty, I won't say an easy win, but he just outclassed Crolla. And, Crolla was coming with some fantastic momentum, but it was all put to bed that night. And I think, in my honest opinion, I don't know if Crolla will be able to be 10 times better than what he was, He had some great wins over Barroso and over, what's that other guy? That other guy that he beat, Ayaz. It's just slipped my head a sec. He beat Barroso. Who did he beat?
Alex Perez.
Perez. So yeah, he's had a great run beating both of those guys, but I think, in there against someone like Linares, he's fantastic. He really is. So I can't see, I hope I'm wrong, because Crolla's widely reported to be the best man in boxing, the nicest guy in boxing, but he's definitely going to be up against it again, and now he's going in there as the challenger. He's lost his belt. So all the best of luck to Anthony Crolla. We truly do wish him the best of luck here on the BoxHard Podcast. Ayaz, roll us in with the next piece of news, please.
Gavin McDonnell will fight Rey Vargas for the vacant WBC super-bantamweight title on February 25th.
Yes, sorry for cutting you off there. Yes, Gavin McDonnell, a friend of the show. He's been on a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. He finally gets his shot at the title. I'm very, very pleased for him, because the champion, of course, retired. So I'm not sure what that was about. I don't know if it was some health issues. I might have heard that. I can't remember now. But the main champion actually retired, so his belt become vacant, and Gavin McDonnell was in the position to fight for it. So it's going to be vacant. It's going to be a WBC World Super Bantamweight title, as you said. Out of all of the British world champions that we've got currently, we've got a bunch of them at the moment, more than any other nation at the moment. We're proud about that. And that has been the way for quite a few months now. We've held all these world champions. We had 14 world champions at one point. I'm not sure I think we may have 13 now or 12 now. But none of them had the WBC. No one had a WBC belt until Tony Bellew, which coincidentally is Gavin McDonnell's stablemate. Now, this is Gavin McDonnell's chance to become the WBC World Champion. We haven't had many WBC World Champions in the whole history of the sport, to be honest. So, to get on that very, very short list with a number of British fighters from history, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Also, his twin brother Jamie McDonnell being the WBA bantamweight champion of the world. So for two twins to hold world titles at the same time is just, that is, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. That's just, it's amazing. So I really hope that they can do it. Gavin McDonnell is a top lad, as I say. We've had him on the show before a couple of times. And I know that the other two twins at the moment, both holding world titles, are the Charlo twins. But I don't know if the UK have ever produced two twin world champions. Not only that, but to both hold the world title at the same time. So all the best to Gavin McDonnell in that one. And Rey Vargas, his opponent, he's 28-0, by the way. He's got 22 knockouts. He's definitely the big favourite over here. He hasn't fought out of the continent of America. Most of his fights have been in Mexico. He's fought a couple of times in the US, but he's travelling over here. So Gavin McDonnell's got the home advantage. It's over in Hull, of course, but I just really hope that Gavin McDonnell can do the job. Definitely. I know that he's got the right man behind him in Dave Caldwell that could hopefully see him through this tough test. But Gavin McDonnell also, we should say, he's undefeated in his 18 contests, 16 wins and 2 draws. So yeah, we're all behind Gavin McDonnell. That's enough said about that one. Ayaz, please bring us the next part of the news.
And finally, Dominic Breazeale will return to the ring to face Artur Szpilka on the Deontay Wilder undercard.
Yeah, great fight. I'm really happy about Artur Szpilka being put on the big stage once again in his career. This one's going to be on February the 25th. So yeah, I'm happy he gets another fight on a big stage, Szpilka, because I personally had him winning that fight against Deontay Wilder until he got stopped. I think it was in the 9th round. So yeah, I'm... A lot of people didn't have him winning that fight. I really did. I think he was beating Deontay Wilder up. He was definitely outboxing him, in my opinion. As I say, he then got stopped with a punch from the gods, which Deontay Wilder seems to find in most of his fights. But I'm really pleased for him to be on this stage. I really am. But let's not mince our words. Let's just say it how it is, which is what we do. They're both victims of heavyweight champions, aren't they? Anthony Joshua disposed of Dominic Breazeale. Dominic Breazeale, we didn't really get to see how good he was. He didn't really, I don't think he landed a punch that whole entire fight. So he was terrible against Joshua. Whereas Szpilka was really good against Deontay Wilder. So for me, in this fight, this far out, I'm going to pick Artur Szpilka to win this one. I think that he's mixed it at the higher level, if you like. The only man, apart from Joshua, on Breazeale's resume that you can recognise is Amir Mansour, who's, as old as the hills, and he really struggled to win that fight. And Mansour, as I say, he's old as the hills. They were both absolutely gassing in like the 3rd or 4th round, because if it went on any longer, they'd have both just passed out of exhaustion. It was terrible. But yeah, so both men in a big stage fight. I'm happy about it. Artur Szpilka seems like a nice guy, and yeah, I don't hope he gets the win. I hope the best man wins, but in my opinion, I'm going to go with Szpilka. As you might see it differently, seeing as Breazeale's an Olympian, he's only got the one loss on his record. Fair enough, it's to that animal at the moment. Anthony Joshua, who seems to have no flaws whatsoever. Who do you see winning that fight? I'm just going to ask you out of Szpilka and Dominic Breazeale.
I think Breazeale because of the experience.
Yeah, but then what experience are we talking about? Because as I say just there, apart from Amir Mansour, who's about 47, really and truly I think he's about 42 or 43, but yeah, apart from fighting Mansour and apart from being dispatched of in easy fashion by Anthony Joshua, where are you saying he's learnt his experience? Are you talking about like amateur pedergree in terms of the Olympics, or
amateur pedigree, and also because he's had the experience for the Olympics and he's took it on to the world stage.
Yeah, I suppose I agree. He has been on the big stage with Joshua. That was pay-per-view, obviously. He's, to be honest, sometimes I don't think he knew what it was all about. I think it took a bit out of him. So, there was so much. I remember being at the press conference for that at the Sky Studios. He just seemed to be in awe of how big this fight was. He almost seemed like a little bit of a fan of Joshua's, which wasn't good. I think he got under Joshua's skin at one point as well. I thought that might have been able to play some sort of part in that fight. It might have been some sort of advantage of Breazeale's, but he wasn't able to use anything. And he was a tough guy though. He took a bang. I got to be honest. I don't think that Szpilka was going to knock Breazeale out. I definitely see this as a points win for Szpilka. I might even put a couple of pennies on that, to be honest. I think that's going to be... I don't think he's going to knock Breazeale out. Breazeale took some serious shots against Joshua. Shame he didn't throw any back, but he was able to soak up a lot of shots. So I can't see Szpilka troubling him, in terms of a knockout. I see it probably going the distance. But Ayaz, is that all the news for us? Is that nothing else to add at all?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the news.
Okay, well, Ayaz, thank you very much for bringing us in this week's news. It's always good when you bless us with the roundup of the week of news of the boxing world, not just in the UK, but Ayaz brings it in from all the continents in the globe. So good stuff from Ayaz there. As I say, there was no preview part on this week's show because there's no fights to preview. It's going to be hotting up very soon, so in the next couple of shows there's going to be some more talking if you enjoy that part. But that's really it for all the talking from myself and Ayaz on part 2. Before we end part 2 and before we end the show, essentially, there's one last thing to do, and that, of course, is to welcome our second guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man that, to be honest, is like family to this show. He came on here on one of our first ever shows. He's been on since then and he's back on now. It's, of course, Gavin McDonnell. Gavin, welcome back on the show.
Hey, mate, you alright, pal?
Yes, man, same as always. It's my pleasure to have you back on again. It's funny because I didn't actually know that for sure that we was going to get you on. So I was just talking all about your fight earlier on the show a couple minutes ago, and now we've got you on. So of course, you've just announced a big piece of news that you're involved in this week. And I would have saved it for you if I knew that you was coming on, but I wasn't 100%. So it's out there. You're going to be facing the undefeated Rey Vargas for the vacant WBC super-bantamweight world title on February 25th. Gavin, first question. We all knew a world title shot was in the pipeline. How happy are you that it's finally been delivered?
Oh, I'm very happy. You know what I mean? It's like it's a dream come true, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Every fighter wants to fight for a world title, but the WBC, if we all admit, do you know what I mean, is the one we all want. And to fight for it and fight for it basically on home soil as well, just makes it a little bit more special.
And what actually happened to the champion? Because I know that the belt was, it was with the champion. Then he retired. He vacated the belt. It's become vacant. What actually happened there, from your understanding? I was a bit lost with what I'd heard about it.
Yeah, obviously he won the title, and then against Ruiz, and then he's obviously decided to go out on a high. Do you know what I mean? And thankful. I'm thankful that he wanted to do that because it gives me my shot a little bit sooner than probably expected, but he's retired, and credit to him. Like, so a lot of fighters, they don't really bow out when they want. Do you know what I mean? They tend to go for that one more fight, one more payday, and come up short. Do you know what I mean? But he's gone out as a champion, and for the rest of his days, do you know what I mean? He can hold his head high, knowing that he went out on a high. Do you know what I mean? As a champion, do you know what I mean? On his own terms.
Yeah, absolutely. And about Rey Vargas, what do you know about him, Gavin? I know that he's obviously undefeated in 28. He can bang a little bit. He's only fought in Mexico and the United States. He's going to be travelling to Hull here. But yeah, what do you know about him aside from the little basics I just said there?
Obviously, I don't know too much, but I don't really read too much into people because at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? It's a fight, do you know what I mean? And for me to get where I want to be, I've got to beat every man in my way. So it's actually no different to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? I train hard. I do as I'm told. Dave Colwell, he'll look into it, see what he's good at, what he's bad at, put the game plan together. I'll have a little nosy. Do you know what I mean? And then basically I'll just get in there and beat him, whether it be how. Do you know what I mean? However I beat him. Do you know what I mean? I just got to get in there and I've just got to do it.
And I saw Eddie Hearn saying that he wasn't sure if any twins had become world champions at the same time. Obviously, we know that the Charlos have done it just recently, but they're American. But from the UK, has it been established or confirmed that it's happened or not? Do you know?
I'm not too sure in all fairness, but it'd be nice. It would be nice for us to be the first. You know what I mean? Because, like I said before on interviews, you don't really think too much about all that, but when you retire, the nice little accolades to add to your name, and it'd be nice, do you know what I mean, to write a little bit more history. From where we are in Doncaster, we are ticking all boxes, you know what I mean, and doing stuff, but to say it's first in Great Britain, do you know what I mean, from Britain, it'd be nice to have that one, so hopefully we are the first, do you know what I mean, and I can go on there and win this world title and claim that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you guys are the first as well. And of course, it's the WBC belt. I was saying earlier that we're in a great place right now with British boxing. We've got all those world champions, but we hadn't had a WBC world champion out of all the bunch until Tony Bellew broke the mould. Yeah. And obviously, he's your stablemate. So what would it mean to you and the whole camp, even the guru Dave Caldwell, to have 2 WBC world champions in his gym?
Well, it just goes to show, you know what I mean? Deep down, everybody knows that's the belt everybody wants. You know what I mean? You get your different routes and whatever crops up and whatnot. You go down that route or certain fighters to avoid or whatever. But everybody first choice would be the WBC, and I mean, for me to go out there and win this one, you know what I mean? It'd be a dream come true, and it just puts me on a level playing field alongside my brother, do you know what I mean, who is a couple of time world champion, and he's been leading way, but he pulls it back for me, and then be alongside Tony, Jim, do you know what I mean, as a main man. So I'm just looking forward to it, and especially then there'll be 3 out of 4 world champions in Jim, just goes to show how well Dave's doing with us all.
Yeah, very, very underrated trainer. And do you know what? I was looking at the BoxRec rankings. Now, I know that they can be a bit questionable sometimes, but a bit of a business question I wanted to ask you. I looked at the entire top 50 fighters ranked in the super bantamweight division, and I was stunned at the lack of names, not only from Britain, but in the whole of Europe. You probably wouldn't believe what I'm going to say here. There's only 2 guys in the whole of Europe in the top 50, and those guys is yourself and Gamal Yafai. So so does that suggest, because obviously moving forward, I know that obviously we're not going to be overlooking this fight, it's a huge task for you, but from a business point of view, where these guys are all like Americans and Japanese guys and stuff like that, does that kind of make you feel like you would want to move up if you was to win this, because the names aren't known to the average fan? It's a bit of a business question. I know that, again, we're not going to look too far forward, but is it a bit frustrating? Because if you was to win it and then you defend against someone who, you know, the hardcores know, but the casual boxing fan wouldn't know.
No, I mean, obviously, I just focused on winning this one fight. I didn't even thought about no first defence or anything, do you know what I mean? But travelling and fighting Americans, that's what I want to do. So, do you know what I mean? That's the box I want to tick. So, I mean, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, you know what I mean? First and foremost, I've got to beat Rey Vargas, you know what I mean? Who's quality fighting himself. So, no, I've not really thought too much about anything else other than this fight. So, I can't really. I haven't really looked into it, so can't really give an answer on that one, no.
No, that's all right anyway. But it's
yeah.
But no, your brother's brilliant when he travels as well. So yeah, no, that'd be wicked.
Yeah.
And that's what true champions do: go over the world and defend their titles.
No, yeah.
Now, I'm sure that as well, if you was to win this belt, this will fuel your banter when you exchange it with your brother. We all know that the WBC is the most prestigious belt.
Yeah, that's it. That's me. It's me. It pulls me back into game again. I mean, he's got all these other belts and all these. He's been round, done it, been there, done it. But obviously, this is the belt, and it just puts me on level playing field when it comes to a little bit of banter and arguments and whatnot. you know what I mean? It gives me my little bit of pull, so a little bit more motivation there. I mean, so yeah, you've got to use every little bit, and there's little bits and bobs I take from all that and banter and whatnot. I don't want to achieve more than my brother. Do you know what I mean? It's what I want to do. Nobody wants to be number two in anything. Do you know what I mean? So let alone my own family, I want to be number one. So and so does he. So it really, I think we're both raising our game. Me winning this, and then him obviously, then he's gonna have to raise his game. So then I'll give him something to work with, as in motivation and whatnot. So we're gonna have to raise his game, and then you'll start seeing the twin brothers, you know what I mean, who will then be announced on the scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last couple of questions now, Gavin. Any news when Jamie's back out? I know that, you know, in his last fight, it was a bit of a close one over in Monaco.
Yeah. I've not really seen him last couple of weeks. He's been away, chilling out with his family and getting a bit of sun and whatnot. But I'm sure Dave's got an idea, but obviously I've not spoken to him or he's not let slip on out, do you know what I mean? So, I mean, I could be back in gym, I would have thought, next week or when he's back off his holiday in a week's time. So he'll be back. He'll be giving and finishing camp and yeah, looking forward to his fight. I would have thought, you'd think April time sometime, wouldn't you? I know he would like to be out sooner the better, do you know what I mean? But obviously he needs time to get in good shape. So I would have thought no sooner than April. So yeah, I'm not sure of the fights, what they're talking about, but there's plenty of names get thrown around when it comes to our kid, do you know what I mean? Because he's the main man in the division, do you know what I mean? So everybody wants to fight him, so hopefully he can nail a decent and a big fight.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully he ends up getting on that Joshua bill, to be honest. That's obviously
nice,
April.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about that fight, actually, Gavin, because I know that you know your boxing even outside of your weight division. How do you see that one playing out, Joshua against Klitschko?
I think Joshua is a man at the minute, do you know what I mean? I think he beats him, but I think Klitschko is going to raise his game, but I don't know whether he might. With his being his age and whatnot, I mean, and Joshua's like a young man who's on a mission. But I think Klitschko, obviously, he's had that little bit of kick up backside, so we don't know, do you know what I mean? And he's got the experience, but I just think Joshua's too young, too powerful. So I can just see him beating him, do you know what I mean? He might even stop him mid to late at a fight, do you know what I mean? It only takes one, do you know what I mean? We've all seen he's got that power, do you know what I mean, just to beat anybody and knock him out. So I do think Joshua will win, but he might have an handy little fight for a few rounds, like, do you know what I mean, which will be good.
Yeah, we hope so. And the last question for you now, Gavin, I've got to ask you this. Obviously, you know, I know that he's your stable mate, but if you can try to, you know, remain as unbiased as possible. Tony Bellew against David Haye. You know, it doesn't take an expert to say that Bellew is up against it in most people's eyes.
He's up against it in most people's eyes, but not in mine, do you know what I mean? I genuinely believe Tony will beat him, do you know what I mean? And I think he might KO him, do you know what I mean? It's what we all want to see, do you know what I mean? Because there's banter between them both, do you know what I mean? And obviously I'm siding with Tony. He's a friend of mine, he's my stable mate. And I hope and hope he does, do you know what I mean? I can't see the fight either way going the distance, do you know what I mean? But I think I hope Tony can KO him.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll leave that there. But listen, Gavin, you already know, it's my pleasure as always. It's always great talking to you. Thanks for giving us a bit of your time. Best of luck for your fight, and we'll catch up sometime after.
Appreciate that, mate. Anytime, yeah.
Okay, now it's time to conclude episode 64 of the BoxHard Podcast. I'd like to thank our two guests. We're famous for throwing together two completely random names together in our shows, and we've done it here once again. Thank you to Artur Szpilka. Thank you to one of our all-time favourite guests, Gavin McDonnell. Thank you to all of the listeners that make this show as special as it is. Without you, we'd be nothing. So whether you've listened whilst eating a banana, wearing a balaclava, or riding a llama, we hope that you've enjoyed the show. But I do just want to throw it in there that if any of our listeners are doing any of those three things, it would be pretty disturbing. But imagine if someone actually did send in a picture of them on the back of a llama holding a handful of fruit whilst wearing a balaclava. That would be hilarious. But this is a boxing podcast. What on earth is going on? But that's it. I've said enough. So from myself and Ayaz, enjoy your weekends, and we'll see you next week.